The ancient Greeks believed that Apollo pulled the sun across the sky every day. All throughout history, when we don't understand our surroundings, invented stories fill the gaps. And that's why there's so much mythology surrounding intellectual property, especially patents. But what are the facts, and what is just fiction? Welcome to IPY. At its heart, all mythology has a kernel of truth, something we see that we can't explain, and the myth is just an incorrect explanation that seems to fit the facts. But before we can understand what patents are, we need to know what they're not. So let's look at the 10 biggest myths that often lead startups astray. Myth number 1, AI and software can't be patented. More than half of all new patents relate to software, and 60,000 AI patents granted last year. So what's up with this myth? It's true that software code and math can't be patented in their raw form, but the functional methods performed by AI and software can be patented. The power of patenting lies in the ability to cover several variations of your AI or software method, and not just the specific way you chose to implement it. Myth number 2, AI software is copyrighted, so patents are unnecessary. AI and software code are protected by copyright. This is true, but that only prevents actual copying, as in copy and paste. It doesn't prevent independent creation or reverse engineering. Only patents can protect the functional methods that software and AI perform. And since most AI software isn't actually distributed to end users, they have no ability to copy-paste it anyway. So copyright doesn't offer any real protection to AI software. Myth number 3, patents are only useful in court. Some say a patent is just a ticket to a lawsuit, but actually most patents never go to court at all, and yet they can still be crazy useful in business. There's actually 10 different benefits you can get without ever going to court, and we'll dig into this in our next video. But for now, just remember that patents are about way more than just lawsuits. Myth number 4, patents will help every startup. It's not a magic ride to unicorn land. They won't make weak ideas strong or poorly run businesses succeed. But if your IP roadmap shows that a patent would support important business objectives, it will help improve your odds for success. Myth number 5, patents are too expensive for startups. You don't have the cheapest possible phone, and you don't walk everywhere even though that's the cheapest option. Because when the cost is worth it, you'll spend the money. Think that way about your IP as well. It's your most valuable asset right now. Does it make sense to cut corners on your most valuable asset? Startups can afford to file patents, and I'll share some cost management strategies in upcoming videos. Myth number 6, it's always better to file patents. Patents can be very beneficial, but there's also a potential strategic cost to understand and manage. Your application will eventually be published, even if you're unsuccessful in getting a patent. And since your application describes your idea in detail, if you don't get a patent, it means the public will learn about your invention anyway. So you need to plan carefully for your patent with this potential risk in mind. Years ago, SpaceX didn't file any patents at all, but most people misunderstood why. The real reason was because their competitors were foreign governments, and patents aren't very effective against them. So to avoid publishing their ideas, SpaceX chose not to file patents at all. But as new competitors have emerged in the consumer space travel market, guess what happened to SpaceX's patent strategy? An effective patent requires having a clear understanding of your objectives. We'll tackle that in the next 2 videos. Myth number 7, AI and software patents are worthless. Databricks, Slack, Shopify, Salesforce, they all file AI and software patents. Salesforce has thousands. So what do these companies know that startups don't? Don't get me wrong, there are worthless patents out there, but they're worthless because no one took the time for an IP strategy roadmap first. They patented the wrong things. A patent isn't a wall, it's more like a building block. Patents and other IP tools can be arranged in a wall or in a random pile. It's an IP strategy that makes the difference. If you haven't seen my video on IP strategy roadmaps, it's a must. Myth number 8, patents are obsolete in the age of open source. Years ago, Elon Musk announced that electric vehicle companies could use Tesla's patents for free, and many thought this signaled that Tesla was giving up on patents. But since then, Tesla has actually tripled its patents, including lots of AI and software patents. So what's going on here? This is an IP strategy in action. Tesla's main competitor is the gasoline engine, not other EVs, and Tesla is using its patents in this way to help grow the EV market. They also hope that this will help it grow their brand image, and they also know that whatever they patent can't be patented by someone else and used to block Tesla. These 3 patent advantages are straight from the top 10 list we'll cover in our next video. Patents aren't dying, but new strategies are evolving. Myth number 9. AI and software move too fast for patents. Getting patents can be slow, but you can also accelerate to get one in about a year, and nothing goes obsolete that fast. So this myth is just wrong. Most people don't realize that patents can have short-term goals as well. Startups with patents tend to have better exits because patents often drive the acquisition. So if a successful exit is one of your goals, having a well-planned patent will help improve your odds. Myth number 10. A patent will stop competitors from copying. Patents can block things, it's true, but there's more to it than that. It's not a magical force. If you think of a stop sign, it doesn't stop all traffic. It matters where the sign is placed and which direction it's facing. It's kind of like that for patents. It matters where the patent is placed and what it says. And this comes down to the patent claims, the very heart of the patent. The claims are sort of like a recipe, listing the ingredients of your idea. But if your claims don't have the right ingredients, someone can still copy you. Choosing the right ingredients is essential. More on this in the next 2 videos. These 10 myths have led many astray, but now you won't be fooled. A patent's not right for every situation, but with your IP roadmap, you can make informed choices that improve your odds for success. In the next video, we're going to uncover 10 ways a patent can help a startup without ever setting foot in a courtroom.